Hello friends, my name is Suraya Keating, and this wellness video is going to invite you to contemplate how to manage stress and overcommitment and balance a busy life. So I want to ask you, do you feel stressed about how busy you are? Do you, like me, sometimes find yourself overcommitting to things, saying yes, and then realizing maybe the next day, maybe later down the road that you've taken on too much? Well, how can we manage our stress and manage our tendency to overcommit to things to bring more balance and inner peace to our life? I want to invite us to reflect on those themes in this brief video with some journaling or with some simple self-reflection. So I'm going to ask you a few questions, starting with number one. What are one or two things that are most stressing you out right now? What are one or two things that are most stressing you out? So see what comes up, write it down. For me, one thing that's stressing me out is my child's about to start school again, and I feel concerned about supporting him. Last year was a bit hard. What's stressing you out? One or two things. And now, of what you have chosen, what of what you chose do you have some control over? Some control over. So do I have control over my child's school experience? Well, to some extent, I can set him up for success the best I can. So now choose what you have control over and think about what's one action you can take that will help reduce your stress. For me, it's looking into tutoring for my child. What's one action you can take for whatever's stressing you out that will help reduce your stress? Second, what's one attitude you can take that will also reduce your stress? For example, for me, an attitude that helps me is I trust that my son will be supported. I trust that he'll be supported. So what's an attitude you can take? Okay, so an action and an attitude are very simple things we can do that impact our stress level, shifting an action, shifting our attitude. Now let's look at overcommitment. So I ask you, what's something in your life that you feel like you've taken on that just feels like too much? It might be something in the past year, might be something currently. So let's write down, what have I said yes to that actually feels like, oh, that's too much? Can you think of anything? If you're watching this video, then I have a feeling you'll be able to think of at least one thing. Okay, great. Now, second, what's the impact on your life of saying yes to that thing that's really more of a maybe or a no? What's the impact on your life of overcommitting to either that particular thing, or perhaps it's a selection of different projects, volunteer gigs, whatever it is, something for work? So what's the impact? I know for me, when I overcommit, I feel chronically stressed. I get physical symptoms. I feel uneasy. So what's the impact? Third, what would be the value of letting that thing go? Maybe it's a few things, but what would be the value? What would be the gift of letting that thing that's just not a yes for you, not a true yes? What would be the value of letting it go? So go ahead and write, what would be the value? The value for me would be, and think of at least one, two, or maybe three things. So it's important for us to realize what we will give space to, the value that comes from lessening our commitments, from creating more space in our lives. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this short video, and may you really align with you always in managing your stress and choosing those actions and attitudes that support you, and also in what activities and people and projects you choose to say yes to. Have a great day.